Now, right off the bat, I will say this this Accord hybrid is pretty quick, and I'm just really impressed with. Of course, you have the electric motors, which I knew I was gonna get quite a bit of torque from there, but still, really rather fast off the line. Now, like I said, in this B mode, that kind of helps you with your regen when you let off the gas before hitting the brake. And then you can, of course, toggle your EV mode when applicable. You got to have enough juice in your battery. But overall, really like the driving feel. And I've read other reviews of this car. Like I said, I was in the market for one at one point, and people said that the steering was kind of numb feeling. But for me personally, it's what I would expect from an EV anyway. So, not really disappointed there. Nobody's behind me, so. But really love that regen mode, because it just coasts me perfectly into that corner without having to hit the brake. I was going one pedal there for a minute. Now the battery's charged up enough so I can use the EV mode here and still slightly accelerating, but really, really good feel there. Now it does use its battery up quite a bit, and I'm sure there's degradation involved here because this does have 110,000 miles on it. But still, for that, I mean, very, very impressed. And of course, I can put it into the regular drive mode and kind of coast as I let off, instead of getting that full regen braking feel that you can get in this car. Now, it's not one pedal drive by any means, but it's a strong regen when you're on that B. But still, as you can see, the battery's at 2 bars now and the EV mode's canceled. And after I charge it back up, it'll allow me to use it again. But coming down this back road here, still getting close to 30 miles per gallon just cruising here. And I believe the engine is charging the battery while it is pushing the front wheels. But overall, the driving feel for me, even though it is rather numb, it feels like a Prius to me. And when you're driving a hybrid, I feel like that is what you expect, or maybe that's even what you want. I love not having a jarring feel in the steering wheel, because I'm not using this as a sports car. I'm using this because I'm trying to save the planet or I'm trying to use as little gas as possible. So I kind of want one of these now. I love the fact that you can get 50 miles per gallon city, 45 highway, and especially if you're used to driving EVs or hybrids, this is just really intuitive in the sense that you can put it into that high regen mode, and you can really try to break MPG records with this thing relatively easily. And overall, cabin acoustics in here have been great so far, even with this kind of mileage. I will say the leather, it might be because it just got detailed, but the leather is pretty loud. Just as you squish around in it, kind of rant, but it doesn't really bother me at all. And then another good thing I just noticed, I had an EV mode, but after the engine charged up the battery, it went back into EV mode by itself. And then of course put it into the regen mode, and then you could charge it up even more. And then you can come out of a corner and really see what this thing's got, which I'm gonna do right now. Take this econ off, and then we're just gonna, well, that wasn't nice. But I'm gonna give a little bit of space here and put my foot all the way down. So you do feel that instant torque up front. gonna put the Econ back on. So like I said, this car, even though it only has 196 horsepower, that 226 pound-feet of torque really gets you up and going. And I mean, I'm still getting 20 miles per gallon, putting my foot down, accelerating. Almost. So that's pretty impressive. And then look at this passing power here. Just a really impressive car, even for a 2015. I am so impressed by this. Now, I'm guessing in the battery mode, maybe I can't use the cruise. I'm thinking that's what that was. So in the B, make sure you put it back in the drive so that you can get your cruise control going. And we do have the lane departure warning on, so no one's around. I'm gonna see what it does. So there it is. So it just beeps at you. But in terms of how this car has held up over 110,000 miles, leather seems to be in fantastic shape for the miles. Cameras and everything's working fine. All the lights are on. AC's working great. And most importantly, it is a Honda, so I'm not surprised, but just still drives like new in terms of just how it gets up and goes. And like I said, of course, you're gonna have battery degradation to worry about, but you can replace the cells in those relatively affordably. If you get a car this cheap and it is a Honda, you could probably get 300, 400,000 miles out of this car. But yeah, everything is in good. Even the steering wheel is very, I don't see a lot of wear and tear there. The previous owners of this vehicle obviously took care of it, because I'm not even seeing scratches around, but the shifter's got a tiny tad bit of wear on it. But I mean, I'd be comfortable buying one of these just because it's an Accord hybrid. You know, Accord, as long as you keep that oil change, they'll keep running. And it just seems like the battery is still holding up like a normal hybrid would as well. And when this thing is in EV mode, you're killing the MPGs, I'm telling you. And it really, I have a Pacifica hybrid, and I feel like this is more efficient than that in the sense of how it uses the tiny battery that it has to still give you a full EV mode when you can. But like I said, still just a really impressive car. Especially if you're just worried about saving money, saving on filling up at the pump. Can't go wrong with this. And I mean, I had my foot in this car half the time, and the MPGs have actually gone up from what it was before. And of course, this is not the standard. It's not getting 29.3 miles per gallon, but this is just the last trip that was set up for it. But still, a really, really impressive car. And this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2015 Honda Accord Hybrid in the EXL trim level.